Hey, what up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to another TOTS versus Sweat. The feedback on this series so far has been really good. You guys seem to be enjoying it and asking for different leagues and nations to be done. And because it's mainly the Bundesliga team of the season this week, I thought what better than to bring in some of the sweatiest players and some of the team of the season players in today's TOTS versus Sweat. Today's episode is powered by my sponsor Elgato Gaming and the HD60S capture card. If you guys are looking for an amazing 60 frames a second way to record your gameplay, then look no further. There is of course a link down below in the description. So getting into today's TOTS versus Sweat, we have this guy in goal. I mentioned in the last episode, should I maybe play a goalkeeper in goal, like a TOTS goalie, and then play another half with like a sweaty goalie? But then I thought to myself, what the hell is a sweaty goalie? And if we don't include the goalkeeper in this series as like rating them on the TOTS versus Sweat scale, then we actually have 5 things to rate, which will always result in a winner. Whereas if we include the goalie, we could have a draw, and I don't want that. I want an out-and-out winner at the end of each episode. So we're going to stick to the way it works previously, right? So going in at left back and right back, we've got Diekmeyer and Hector. Of course, the Sweat being Diekmeyer and Hector being the TOTS. We've then got Santana as our Sweat centre-back. We've also got Tah. I think his name's Jonathan Tah. He's an 83 rated TOTS centre-back. Looks absolutely incredible, like a Jerome Boateng of FIFA. He looks very good stats-wise. Moving on to the midfield then, we've got ourselves 2 more TOTS and 2 more Sweat players. On the right-hand side, we have got Traore. He's an upgrade, but he's also a very pacey and what looks to be sweaty player on the game, alongside team of the season Salomon Kalou, who is normally a striker. I was a little disappointed to see him as a left mid in the TOTS. I thought with those sort of stats, you'd be an amazing striker, mate, but unfortunately, he's out on the left mid, but we'll test him out there today. And then in the centre of the park, we have got team of the season Dahoud, who has like upgraded from a silver this year, which is amazing, and then Leon Goretzka, who again has been an upgrade from a silver to a gold, but he looks to have some pretty sweaty stats for a very low rated player. Then when it comes to the strike force, I know it seemed to be said that maybe I should use 83 players and 83 rated players and below for my Sweat players. But then you get AUBAMEYANG, and it's just like he is the sweatiest striker in the Bundesliga because pace is typically what people define Sweat as. And he's so pacey. 84 rated AUBAMEYANG goes up against 89 rated team of the season CHICHARITO, Javier Hernandez, in a very big battle of who is better. Because let's face it, we all know just how good AUBAMEYANG can be on the game. And of course, if you wanted to stick to the rules of using 83 rated players and less for the Sweat, then AUBAMEYANG has got a non-upgrade, which is only 82 rated, but you might as well use the 84 because it's not that much more expensive, really. Of course, a lot of these players, or all of these players, would be available to you guys to use in the Bundesliga tournament this week. Something that I don't think I'm really going to carry on trying to do. Who knows? Maybe I've won it by now, but I think in my head I should really stop playing it because I keep wanting to break things and it's just not good. Stress levels reaching high levels, of course, but we'll talk about each player in each category individually. Like going from the left back and right back, like I quite liked Hector. He seemed like a solid left back, but he didn't seem to either do anything above and beyond what I expect from a left back. Whereas like Diekmeyer, he's a player which is just so quick that even if he's not the greatest right back in the world, he like covers you once or twice a game where you otherwise would let in a goal. He rapidly gets up and down the pitch. So there's like a massive difference between an average but pretty decent left back and then like this ridiculous, sometimes lets mistakes in, but really quick right back in there. So I think Diekmeyer probably wins that category. In terms of centre-backs, like I like both of them. You can tell a difference this year, first year in a long time actually, that someone like Felipe Santana isn't actually that great. He's just a pacey Brazilian centre-back, whereas Jonathan Tah was like rock solid, really tall, really strong, great pace, good physical, good defending. I like the TOTS version of him. And then we get onto the midfielders. Out on the right and the left-hand side, we had, of course, Salomon Kalou and that Traore guy. They both impressed me quite a lot. As you can see, I scored a goal with each of them, 1 goal with each of them. And it's difficult to pick a winner because as a TOTS, Kalou is actually pretty cheap. Like he's sort of 40k or below, which is cheap for an 85 rated TOTS in my opinion. But then you got that Traore who's like 1,000 coins and like he's got 88 pace and he does what you need on Ultimate Team. So who's better? I can't really tell in that category. We'll think of something in just a moment. But then overall, like midfielders, Dahoud and Goretzka, there was one clear winner for that for me, but we'll get to that in a moment. And then again, I'm going to have a really difficult decision with my strike force. So let's rate these guys. Let's choose a winner. Who's better, Tots or Sweat in the Bundesliga? Well, in terms of keeper, look no further than this second in form Leno. I think he's very, very good. Neuer's great. Farman's great. I'd love to try Team of the Season Farman at some point. I mentioned earlier about Hector and Diekmeyer. Diekmeyer wins that, so Sweat goes 1-0 up in this little battle here today. Moving on to the centre-backs, again, I mentioned that Tah was amazing compared to, like, Santana. So I think that's an equaliser. Like, I much prefer the top centre-back in this scenario than the Sweaty one. It just seems more solid. So 1-1 at the moment. Moving on to the left mid and right mid, I think I have to go for the Sweat, really, because you can spend so much less, and he seemed to be a very, very good player, this Traore. So I think Sweat goes 2-1 up, in my opinion, this week. And then in midfield, I said there was a clear winner. That clear winner is the TOTS player. TOTS Dahoud is very, very good. And Goretzka, for me, went a bit missing in this 4-4-2. I didn't really like him too much. So it's 2-2 and it comes down to the striker. And as much as I love Javier Hernandez, he scores loads of goals. I really rate him. He's an amazing player. Just spend like 10k and get AUBAMEYANG because he's just a little bit better. It's weird. And if you've got the money, then of course the best of both worlds would be to go for AUBAMEYANG, but the 93 rated version who's got these crazy stats everywhere. But I think Sweat wins this week. The sweaty players in the Bundesliga are very good. If there's any way for you guys to add in a little bit of TOTS here and there, I recommend the centre-back. I would recommend a striker if you're playing a two-striker formation. Maybe go with AUBAMEYANG and TOTS HERNANDEZ because that worked very well for me. But overall, Sweat is just better and more value for money, in my opinion, in this week's episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, smash the like button and, of course, subscribe to my channel if you are new. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time, guys. Peace.